Picture this, a cozy evening. You're curled up in your favourite armchair, and on your lap, a fluffy ball of fur is emitting soothing vibrations. That's the purr. For most of us, it's the quintessential symbol of feline happiness and contentment. But what if I told you that this sound is actually a complex language full of secrets, that sometimes your cat purrs out of pain, fear, or even to heal itself? Today, we're going to crack the code of the feline purr and discover what truly lies behind this familiar sound. So, how exactly do cats do it? For a long time, it was a mystery. Now, the leading theory suggests that purring is created by the muscles of the larynx and diaphragm. The brain sends rhythmic signals, causing them to vibrate at a frequency of 25 to 150 Hz. This process occurs both on the inhale and the exhale, creating that continuous, soothing hum. It's a unique mechanism that cats employ for a wide variety of purposes. So let's kick things off with the most obvious. The first thing that springs to mind for any cat owner, the classic purr of contentment. Picture this scene. Your cat is curled up on your lap, eyes squinting in pure bliss, and you feel that soft, deep vibration resonating deep in your very bones. That's the unmistakable happy rumble. In these moments, your beloved pet is telling you in their own language, I feel completely safe, I'm warm, I'm comfortable, and I trust you implicitly. It's the pinnacle of feline zen. Pay attention to the accompanying signals. This kind of purr is usually accompanied by a totally relaxed posture. Your cat might slowly blink, what we lovingly call cat kisses. And then there's the kneading, or as we often say, making biscuits. This instinct dates back to kittenhood when young cats would knead their mother to stimulate milk flow. It's a clear sign of absolute comfort and trust. Essentially, at this moment, your cat sees you as their big, warm and utterly safe mother figure. It's their way of saying thank you and reinforcing the precious bond you share. This is the purest, most straightforward expression of feline love. But what if I told you this is just the tip of the iceberg? And here's the first surprising discovery in our little investigation. Ready for it? It's the solicitation purr. That's right. Your cat is a tiny yet incredibly clever manipulator, especially first thing in the morning. Sound familiar? You're still sound asleep, but your fluffy alarm clock is already there, starting its insistent rumble right in your ear. But this isn't your usual contented evening purr. Scientists at the University of Sussex decided to investigate this phenomenon and made a fascinating discovery. They found that when a cat wants something, especially food, it subtly weaves insistent, high-pitched vocalizations into its usual low-frequency purr. These sounds are strikingly similar to a human baby's cry. Our brains are evolutionarily hardwired to respond to such sounds. We simply can't ignore them. It triggers a subconscious urge in us to help, to nurture, to care. The cat essentially masks its demanding meow within the comforting sound of a purr. And so, we wake up and dutifully head to the food bowl, often without fully understanding why. It's not just a simple request. It's a brilliantly engineered acoustic assault on our most primal instincts. Now let's shift our focus from the cozy kitchen to a place most cats, to put it mildly, absolutely despise. Picture this. You're at the vet's office. Unfamiliar smells, a cold metal examination table, a stranger in a white coat attempting to examine your beloved fur ball. Your cat is tense, ears flattened, eyes wide with fear. And suddenly, in this most stressful moment, you hear that familiar rumble, a purr. Your first thought, could he possibly be enjoying this? Of course not. This is actually a different kind of purr, one that often misleads owners. Stress purring. It's the feline equivalent of a human nervously humming to themselves or tapping their foot in a stressful situation. It's a self-soothing mechanism. The vibration and familiar sound help the cat lower its stress levels and heart rate. She's literally trying to convince herself that everything will be okay. Think of it as a feline mantra, a sonic meditation to get through an unpleasant moment. So, if your cat starts purring at the vet or during a car ride, It's not a sign of joy. Instead, it's their way of trying to take control of a stressful situation, a fuzzy form of self-regulation. But stress isn't the only trigger. What cats do with their purr in even more critical situations is truly astonishing. And this brings us to what is perhaps the most paradoxical and ultimately most crucial point. Cats purr when they're in severe pain. Yes, you heard that right. Veterinarians confirm this. A cat with a serious injury, for example, after a fall from a height, will often lie there and purr. Female cats purr during difficult labour. And perhaps most strikingly and most poignantly, many cats purr in their final moments as they pass away. At first glance, this seems completely illogical. Why expend precious energy on a sound when their body is fighting for survival? Why not cry out in pain, but instead make a sound we associate with contentment? This question long puzzled scientists. It seemed to contradict all laws of nature. But the key to this paradox is the ultimate secret of the cat's purr, because in that moment, a cat isn't merely making a sound, it's activating its own personal, built-in emergency healing program. And this is not a metaphor. So why would a cat, when in pain, expend energy to purr? The answer lies not in the sound itself, but in the vibrations. Purring is far more than just an acoustic phenomenon. It's a sophisticated biological mechanism, essentially a self-healing tool. Cats generate these specific vibrations to stimulate their own bodies to heal. It's an incredibly efficient and energy-saving way to kickstart regenerative processes. Just imagine, instead of actively moving, a cat can lie perfectly still, conserving precious energy, yet actively recovering from within. They essentially carry a personal physiotherapy unit that activates on demand. It's like if we broke a leg, we could simply lie down, start humming, and accelerate bone fusion. Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? Yet for cats, this is simply an everyday reality. Next, we'll delve into exactly how this works on a physical and biological level. It's a true marvel of nature, firmly backed by science. So let's delve into the science behind this feline magic. It all comes down to frequency. Research has shown that a cat's purr typically falls within the 25 to 150 Hz range. And these aren't just random numbers. This is a scientifically proven therapeutic range. To put this into perspective, this isn't simply a cute myth perpetuated by cat lovers. Vibrational therapy, utilizing similar frequencies, is an established method in human medicine. It's employed to accelerate bone fracture healing, reduce pain and swelling, and even in astronaut programs to counteract bone density loss in microgravity. Essentially, your cat is a walking, purring generator of therapeutic vibrations. It's not just passively waiting for healing to occur. It actively facilitates it, kickstarting the process at a cellular level. Now let's break down this frequency range further and uncover the specific superpowers hidden within these vibrations. Let's start with their bones. Cats are famously said to have 9 lives, and that popular saying isn't entirely without merit. They are remarkably resilient, often surviving falls from heights that would be fatal to most other creatures. And surprisingly, their purring plays a crucial role in this resilience. The frequency of vibrations in the range of 25 to 50 Hz is considered optimal for stimulating bone growth and increasing its density. When a cat purrs, these vibrations resonate throughout its entire body, creating a subtle microload on its skeletal structure. This in turn stimulates osteoblasts, the specialized cells responsible for building new bone, to work more actively, significantly accelerating the healing of fractures. Essentially, an injured cat creates the perfect conditions for its own rehabilitation. It rests, conserves energy, and simultaneously provides itself with a therapy session that helps its bones heal faster than those of many other mammals. It's truly one of the most remarkable evolutionary adaptations imaginable. But the benefits of these vibrations aren't limited to bones alone. Purring acts as a comprehensive therapy for the entire body. Other frequencies within this same range, typically up to 100, 120 Hz, positively impact soft tissues. They aid in the healing of muscles, ligaments, and tendons, while also reducing swelling and inflammation. If a cat injures a paw in a fight or takes a bad jump, purring helps alleviate pain and speeds up the recovery of damaged tissues. It's like a natural, internal ultrasonic massage. Furthermore, these vibrations improve blood circulation in the injured area, delivering more oxygen and essential nutrients to the cells, which significantly contributes to rapid regeneration. Essentially, every time a cat purrs, it's performing a full diagnosis and repair of its own body, keeping it in optimal condition. This explains why cats recover so remarkably quickly after injuries, and why they experience chronic joint conditions like arthritis far less frequently than dogs. Beyond its direct physical effects, purring also has a powerful biochemical impact. This process isn't merely mechanical, it's deeply hormonal. The rhythmic vibrations and the very sound of a cat's purr stimulate its brain to release endorphins. Endorphins are our natural, feel-good hormones, and crucially, especially in the context of pain, they act as potent natural analgesics. They interact with opioid receptors in the brain, reducing the perception of pain and inducing feelings of mild euphoria and calm. This creates a powerful two-pronged attack against illness or injury. On one hand, the vibrations physically aid healing, and on the other, endorphins help manage pain and stress at a chemical level. This explains why a cat can appear remarkably serene, even when experiencing significant discomfort. It's as if the cat is self-administering its own pain relief, simply by switching on its internal motor. This mechanism allows cats to endure the most challenging moments, maintaining composure and channeling all their body's resources towards recovery. There's another, perhaps less obvious, yet incredibly vital advantage to purring. It actually helps cats breathe. Researchers have noticed that the subtle vibrations generated in their larynx and diaphragm work to open and strengthen the respiratory airways. For felines grappling with respiratory conditions such as asthma or bronchitis, purring can truly be a lifeline. This unique sound acts like a gentle internal breathing exercise. The continuous rhythmic movement of air across the vocal cords helps to relieve spasms, reduce shortness of breath, and make breathing significantly easier. This explains why even a very sick cat struggling for air will instinctively begin to purr. They aren't simply expressing discomfort, they're actively attempting to help themselves, using their own voice as a natural inhaler and a form of lung therapy. It's further proof of just how multifunctional and brilliantly engineered this seemingly simple sound truly is. It's not just about communication or emotion, it's a pure, unadulterated survival tool. Now that we've explored the amazing medical benefits of purring, let's return to its more traditional role, communication. This form of communication begins from the earliest moments of life. Imagine a newborn kitten. Still blind and deaf, its world consists only of warmth and scent. How does it find its mother and the source of milk? This is precisely where purring steps in. The mother cat purrs almost constantly, her body vibrating. For the kittens, this vibration acts like a beacon in the dark. They instinctively follow this sound and vibration to find a nipple get warm and feel safe. It's their first form of communication, their primary guide in life. It's a language that doesn't need to be seen or heard. It can only be felt. Purring creates an invisible, yet incredibly strong, bond between the mother and her offspring, ensuring that even the weakest kittens find their way to life. Communication, of course, is a two-way street. Kittens pick up on this language incredibly fast. Lying next to their mother and nursing, they too begin to purr. Their soft rumble serves as a form of feedback. It's how they communicate several important things to their mom cat all at once. First, they're saying, "I found the milk, and I'm eating." Second, "I'm doing well, I'm safe." This reassures the mother cat, letting her know her kittens are fed and healthy. Interestingly, a kitten can purr and nurse simultaneously because this sound is produced without using their mouth. This unique ability allows them to maintain this important communication without interrupting the feeding process. From birth, purring becomes a symbol of basic needs being met, of fullness and safety, and this association stays with the cat throughout its life. As cats mature, purring continues to be an essential tool for social interaction, but now primarily among adults. In a cat's world where any unfamiliar individual could be a threat, it's crucial to signal one's intentions clearly. Purring, in essence, is a cat's equivalent of a friendly smile or a handshake. When one cat approaches another and begins to purr softly, it's effectively communicating, "I come in peace. I'm not looking for a conflict, nor am I claiming your territory." It's a way to de-escalate a tense situation and convey a submissive, or at the very least, non-aggressive stance. You'll often observe a cat approaching a more dominant one, purring and rubbing against it, seeking permission to be close. This important ritual helps cats living in groups avoid unnecessary fights and maintain their social hierarchy. And of course, the most important audience for an adult house cat's purr is us. They're humans. It's a key part of our bond. When a cat jumps on your lap and starts up their engine, it's more than just pleasure. It's a deep act of trust and affection. They're recreating the behaviour they learned as kittens with their mother. To them, you're a source of warmth, food and safety, and they're telling you that in the way they know best. It's a way to strengthen your connection, mark you with their scent and sound, and include you in their world. And, as we've learned, sometimes it's also a bit of manipulation. Cats understand the effect that purring has on us. They know it melts our hearts and gets them a treat or extra cuddles. So it's both a genuine expression of love and a clever but adorable tool for getting what they want. But what about the big wild cats? Can formidable lions, tigers or leopards produce that same soothing sound? This touches on a long-standing debate and a popular misconception. It's commonly believed that big cats capable of roaring cannot purr, and vice versa. And for the most part, this holds true. Thanks to the unique anatomy of their larynx and hyoid bone, giants like lions, tigers, jaguars and leopards can't produce the continuous purr on both inhale and exhale as domestic cats do. Their larynx is specifically designed for a powerful, intimidating roar that can carry for miles. However, this doesn't mean they are entirely devoid of gentle sounds. They do produce a similar sound, commonly known as chuffing or purrsing. These are short, interrupted exhalations, almost like a friendly snort or puff. They use this sound for greetings and reassurance. Meanwhile, their smaller relatives, such as cheetahs, cougars, lynxes, and ocelots, are indeed capable of purring just like our domestic feline friends. So, the general rule is simple. If a cat can roar, it can't purr. And if it can purr, it can't roar. It's crucial to understand that a cat's purr isn't just a simple on-off switch. Instead, it's a complex, multifaceted language, rich with nuances and subtle variations. An experienced cat owner learns over time to intuitively discern these subtle differences. Pay close attention to your cat's purr. The volume, intensity, pitch, and even the presence of additional sounds. Every detail matters. A calm, deep, and steady purr usually indicates contentment and deep relaxation. However, if the purr becomes louder, more insistent, and includes higher, almost pleading or whining notes, it could be a request, or even a demand. Conversely, a quiet, barely audible purr, especially when combined with a tense posture, might be a sign of pain or fear. Your keen ear, combined with observing your cat's body language, is the key to truly deciphering their emotions and overall state. Never ignore these crucial signals. Learning to hear and understand these different dialects of purring will undoubtedly make you a much more attuned and caring pet parent. So the crucial question every responsible cat owner asks is, how do you tell the difference between a happy, contented purr and one that signals distress? How do you know if your cat is truly happy or if they need help? The answer is simple. Never evaluate a purr on its own. Always consider the full picture, the context and their body language. If your cat is purring and completely relaxed, perhaps lying on their back with paws outstretched, blinking slowly, and their whiskers and ears are gently forward and slightly to the sides, rest assured, this is pure bliss. They're happy and feel utterly safe. However, If the purring is accompanied by tension, if your cat is hunched up, ears flattened against their head, pupils dilated and their tail is tucked tightly or twitching nervously, that's a clear sign of stress, fear or pain. In such a situation, the purr isn't a signal of all is well, but rather a cry for help or an attempt to self-soothe. By learning to read these complex signals, you'll be able to understand in time when your pet needs support, or perhaps even a visit to the vet. And here's another astonishing fact that truly cements cats' status as incredible, living healers. It turns out their purring doesn't just benefit them, it heals us too. This isn't just some mystical belief or wishful thinking. There are scientific studies confirming the positive impact of a cat's purr vibrations on human health. When a purring cat settles on your chest or stomach, those gentle vibrations transfer directly to your body. This helps to lower cortisol, the stress hormone, and consequently, normalize blood pressure. Regular interaction with a purring feline companion can reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke by almost a third. The soothing sound of purring itself acts like a calming mantra, helping to combat anxiety and even insomnia. So the next time your furry friend comes to snuggle up, remember this. It's a session of mutual therapy. You offer them care and security, and in return, they share their unique, powerful healing energy with you. What if your cat rarely purrs? Should you be worried and rush to the vet? Let me assure you right away, there's no need to panic. Just like humans, cats have their own unique personalities and temperaments. Some are naturally very chatty and purr at the slightest provocation, while others are quite the silent types. This can depend on their breed, their early experiences with their mother, or simply their individual quirks. The main indicator of your cat's health is their overall behaviour. If your pet is active, playful, has a good appetite, is affectionate and engages with you, but rarely purrs, then it's highly probable that they're perfectly fine. Perhaps they express their love and trust in other ways, rubbing against you, head bumping, or simply sleeping by your side. There's no need to try and force a cat to purr. Simply accept them for who they are. Sometimes the loudest expression of love is a quiet, calm presence. Now let's consider the complete opposite extreme. What if your cat purrs almost constantly? While this might seem like the sign of a perfectly happy, content pet, it can actually be a red flag. Constant, uninterrupted purring, especially when there's no obvious reason for joy or when your cat is by itself, could be a sign of chronic pain or discomfort. As we know, cats often use purring as a form of self-soothing or even pain relief. If your cat is constantly in pain, perhaps from arthritis, dental issues, or an internal illness, they might purr incessantly to try and soothe that discomfort. So, if your cat has become a purring machine, keep an eye out for other symptoms. Has their appetite changed? Are they less active? Are they avoiding jumping? In this situation, a vet visit is highly recommended to rule out any underlying health issues. And now we come to the truly groundbreaking revelation, a discovery that changes everything. A cat's purr isn't merely an emotional expression, it's a unique, low-energy, biological mechanism for survival. Think about it. Instead of expending precious energy on active healing while at rest, a cat activates its own internal vibration therapy system. This ingenious evolutionary mechanism allows them to heal, calm themselves, and even communicate, all while expending minimal energy. It's more than just a sound. It's a built-in superpower, a secret weapon embedded in every furry little predator sharing your home. So what have we learned? A cat's purr is a complex language, far more than just a sign of contentment. Cats purr to communicate, to solicit food, to self-soothe when stressed, and most significantly, to heal their bones and tissues with these therapeutic vibrations. The next time you hear that distinct rumble, you'll understand that there's a powerful secret behind it.